Welcome to Tempting Fate Tours, or welcome back if you've already followed some of our adventures. So why do old car people take long road trips with each other, with the ever-present risk of ending up looking ashamed at the side of the road with the hood up? Sure, it's about the trip, but it's also about the people. The cars are a common point of interest, often passion, but they bring together a diverse group of individuals who may turn into friends through shared experience. And if you're lucky, friendship becomes a bond that keeps you coming back for more trips. We've been very lucky. In this episode, we cover a recent road trip of 1,500 miles in 30-year-old Japanese cars. We take our cars down the Snake, which is officially Tennessee Route 421. Now, you've probably heard of Tail of the Dragon, but you may not have heard of the Snake. It's Tail's big brother, with 489 curves in 33 miles. And we touch on a few of the shenanigans that bind our motley group together and lead so many people to drive so far for a 48-hour event that's mostly hanging out, bullshitting, working on cars, and drinking around a fire pit. Oh, and live music. And it's not wing-a-ding-a 50s rock. It all started for our gang in 2018, when John decided he wanted a Geo Storm wagon back. He'd rented one way back in 1992, and had always been charmed by the little two-door wagon with the removable rear windows. And it was time for him to have a newer old car than all the British cars, ages 1949 to 1967. Online, John met Scott, known widely as the Stylus guy, and they got to meet in person while traveling on business. They really hit it off over dinner at a brew pub, but do not order the peanut butter cherry coffee stout. In 2019, Scott texted John late one night. "I think I've found your car," he said. He'd seen an ad in a French-language Honda tuner group, which he'd been scanning late one night, as one does. Not just a Storm wagon, but an Impulse wagon, which meant it had the dual overhead cam engine, with considerably more power, Lotus-tuned suspension, which is amazing, and all the equipment GM had deleted to try to bring down the Storm's price. Tom gave John a ride up to Quebec, John bought the car, the two of them drove it back to the Northeast.
She's a dancer and a runner, tends to fill a jar with color, hates my double negatives, and loves a gin and tonic.
There are 4 border crossings between Quebec and Maine. 2 of them are paved. Use a paved one. And by the way, yes, Tom and Scott and John are the team that took a couple of British cars on the Lemons Rally. That was in July 2019, when John bought the car. Then came the pandemic, fast forward to the summer of 2021. One of the stalwarts in the online Isuzu group, we'll call him Jim, lives in Tennessee, and he decided to invite a few Isuzu folks he knew online. There would be barbecue and bourbon. Rather to his surprise, enough of us were sufficiently jazzed and stir-crazy that a road trip of 1,500 miles sounded just great. Major fun was had, and everyone, thankfully including Jim, immediately started to talk about the next year's event. For this year, we started with what John thought was a good omen. The word Isuzu appeared in the New York Times crossword puzzle the day before we set out. We would have 5 cars from the Northeast. We set out with Scott's red Stylus,
have second tries.
Tom's JDM Gemini Hampshire, which is basically a Stylus but right-hand drive with a turbo and all-wheel drive and a whole bunch of options. And John's wagon back, newly fettled with JDM front struts and mounts and a whole host of other mods and fixes. We were soon joined by new recruit Peter, who'd worked on his black Impulse coupe for years but never actually left Long Island in it. And finally came Manny in his Silver Storm. We met at Arby's, it's a long story, and Jessie rode shotgun amongst all our cars because her Storm wagon hadn't yet been rebuilt after a 2023 crash. A member of the group, who shall remain unidentified, insisted that we stop at Buc-ee's along the way. For those who don't know it, Buc-ee's is... yeah. Well... yeah. They do, however, offer ethanol-free gasoline on some of the 8,000 pumps on a site larger than North Dakota. We ate that night at our usual Mexican restaurant, and the next day we rolled onto Jim's lawn about 1 p.m. after dropping our bags at what's come to be known as the Biker Bar Airbnb. We have no idea in which bedroom the beatdowns happened, and we really don't want to know. Follow us on social media, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us. We have a ton of stuff coming up which you'll start to see really shortly, so stay tuned, and thanks again. Bye!